While the divas of Durban have stopped driving each other up the wall, down in the winelands, arborist Leon Visser can't get enough of climbing trees. Having studied and lectured on these magnificent creations, once he got into the hands-on business of managing and needing to climb them, it was the ultimate breath of fresh air in his career.
So I'm an arborist by profession, and my work involves trees and tree health care and basically anything to do with trees. That's my day job. The other thing I enjoy doing is climbing trees, and so for fun. So we call that recreational tree climbing. But it's one of the things that I've grown to really lean into and enjoy. When you're climbing, it is dangerous. Let's just be honest, it's not you off the ground. Your gear is important. Your anchor points, what you tied into, is critical, because if you anchored into something that's going to fail, it doesn't matter how much you're putting your trust in that anchor point or that equipment or whatever. If it's faulty, you toast. You're not going to make it. So it's just a constant reminder through the whole exercise of what are you putting your trust to, what is your anchor point.
Like some real-life grown-up Jack and the Beanstalk, Leon and his friend Tal Berry climb to see what's up there.
I started climbing informally and as a kid. So that's long ago, that's like in the 60s. Or 70s, let's say, that I started. We had trees at where we lived. It was a big cedar tree. And I think that's where I wouldn't say hooked on tree climbing, but I enjoyed climbing, free climbing there. There was no idea of harnesses and ropes and all of that stuff. That only came when I started doing this as a professional kind of pastime, I suppose you could say.
It's a fresh new sport, but those involved, like Leon, are such enthusiasts that even when he lost fingers in an accident, he kept climbing.
This was a terrible accident 6 years ago. On Christmas Day, I happened to be doing woodwork at the end of the day, and I was working with a table saw, and my hand landed from here, almost through the cut, dunk, onto the blade. I'm left with that, which I'm happy with. I'm content with what I've got left.
With Faith as his rock and his wife of 37 years as his great influence, he hasn't looked back.
The type of tree climbing that we do requires substantial equipment and gear. It's critical to go through a whole sort of safety check. Wherever we climb, and whoever climbs with me, they get taught how to climb safely and on your own, as it were. And one way that we get into the tree is using this device. So this is we call it a big shot. So it's a monster catty. And this pulley system enables us to wind it up quite fast so that we can shoot over 30 meters high up into the tree. So we're going to try getting this line into the tree, and this will be by hand. So we call this a cradle throw. The one way to throw this way. The other way is to throw. I'm going to use what we call a cradle throw. So we make a little loop like this. And then we've got enough leverage to throw it like that.
With the line looped over a branch, they use it to pull a rope up and over that branch, and then they're set.
Once we've got our anchor points in and our ropes are in and we're secured, we then move up the rope. So there's different ways of doing this. The primitive way with the least gear is what we call foot locking, which I'll demonstrate now. So what we do, we get as much height as we can, and then there's a technique of ascending the tree using your feet. So you make a little loop like this, and then you move up in that fashion. Trees are all unique, they're all different. So it's not a plantation, it's not the same, it's not like a fruit orchard. Every tree is different, and every tree's got its own character and its own kind of thing. And one of the things we enjoy doing is trying not to conquer the tree. So we want to get up and get across. It's just to discover this tree. They're all different.
Yeah, every tree is a puzzle. So sometimes we get a big challenge and then we just get right up it and unexpectedly, and it's easy. And then other times we'll get halfway up and something will get stuck, and it turns into a different adventure of retrieving something in a very difficult to reach spot.
The climb isn't really finished until your rope's on the ground with the cambium saver. So we've had occasions where either the rope's got stuck in the tree or the cambium saver's been left up there or something like that. So the climb is finished when that thing flops on the ground, and it's like, okay, we're done. I really feel that I'm privileged to be able to live in the environment that I do. It's right on my doorstep, and it almost feels, I wouldn't say wrong, but it would be such a missed opportunity to just go and only read a book or play a computer game. So for me, the mountains especially are such a wonderful gift from God to be able to enjoy, and I just love to be able to do that and have that opportunity.
With every new eucalyptus, cedar, oak or elm that he climbs, Leon gets a fresh perspective on life and the blessings we find in trees.
Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.